Get out and train, get out and do things. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Today we are out at our training grounds. We're going to get some good training done. The basket weaving and knitting type with the guys. You guys know what kind of training I'm talking about. Today is going to be a special test. It is going to be a clandestine approach. I built a special ghillie for this event. It's on Patreon. The video showing that ghillie and showing more in depth the scenario, the avenues of approach, the challenges, and the ghillie. And I'm also going to try to show some effectiveness. That's all on Patreon. Links in the description below. So get out and train. You got to be trained. You got to be proficient at whatever it is. Whether it's canning, whether it's gardening, whether it's knitting with the guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm the first one here. I showed up early because I need to do some scouting. Scouting is good. Information, intel is actionable and good. It improves the chances of mission success. So here we are out here in this beautiful setting. A lot of Scotch broom and stuff like that. We're going to use some natural vegetation to assist us today. And yes, I said that this video will be the more in-depth video, and the video about how to make the assaulter's ghillie will be on Patreon. Actually, parts 1, 2, and 3 are already on Patreon. Part 4, the wrap-up, will be up on Patreon about the time you see this. So get out and get some practical training. Get some exercise. Walking around here, scouting and stuff like that's good exercise, as well as just walking around the trails, moving the body, and knowing your terrain is very important. Knowing your AO, scouting is important. So, like here, I'll show you over here. Well, first off, see that big mound right there? That's all blackberries. In front of it's Scotch broom. Over here behind me, it's blackberries mixed with Scotch broom. Very difficult to move through. That area right there, or there, I can't move through because there's too much. The blackberries are too deep, too thick. Whereas this area back over here is Scotch broom. You can move through that. You can use the trees for concealment, all that stuff. Keep this all in mind. Get out and do some practical, tactical training and some real value training. It's very important. Do it as often as possible. Hopefully you got a group to do it with, because the S word and the movement and the communicating is a very important part of success in a austere environment, put it that way. So get out and train, get together a group, get to know each other, get to know each other's skills, get to know each other's strengths, weaknesses, all those kind of things. For this challenge today, I'll be paired up with some random other person that I know, and we are going to try to infill, take one pew, and then exfil successfully. So, like I said, the results and everything will be on Patreon. We'll talk about that a lot more over there. But I just want to encourage you guys to get out, to do the things, to know your AO, to get training, practical training. Very, very key. Very important. Let me see. Okay. Realistic skills are very important. Dynamic training, not just flat range. Flat range is not, it has some uses, but you need to get out in the stuff. You need to practice stuff like this, clandestine stuff. You need to practice, crash bang type stuff. You need to practice just all the things. Patrolling, working together as a team, hand and arm signals, communications, all that stuff. Camouflage, movement. Yeah, it's important. And it's fun. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to it. Waiting for some of the guys to show up right now. Get this thing on. Get it rocking. Yeah, it's going to be fun today. It's always fun. Training days are always awesome. I can never sleep before them. because the nerves and the excitement. And yeah, that's my wife calls it filling my love cup. Yes, tactical training fills my love cup. Anyway, yeah, so as I'm up here, I found evidence of, here, I'll show you guys, some probably crackheads, meth heads or something like that. This is private property I'm on right now. And we find evidence of people coming back here and trying to camp and stuff like that. So right here, we have evidence of a fire pit, of a fire, as well as some chopped up leaves or chopped up branches. And somebody tried to cut down this tree and they took a bunch of the limbs off. Yeah, so it sucks. We always got to like run them out of here. I haven't personally seen anyone out here. Here's all the branches they cut off. But if you're out in an environment like this, especially SHTF, think about that. Who else is going to be there? Who are you going to run into? Approach areas with caution. Be careful. I don't know who's in here. When I come in here, I'm approaching with caution, and I'm approaching with a certain mindset that knows that there may be trouble. And we're not in SHTF right now, so I can call the cops. You know, this is private property. The owner is part of our group. This is about 250 acres, I believe, our training facility. So get out and do the things. Find a group. Maybe you'll be blessed if you do it. Maybe you'll be blessed with something like this. You know, somebody that owns some property and is former military and has the ability to train you, as well as any other members of the group, or maybe you're prior military. If you're prior military, I feel it is your duty, especially if you are combat arms. If you're former boots on the ground, you have the duty to get out and train others, to form a group. So many people don't have this kind of training, and it's vital. If we want to survive SHTF, if it goes to a WROL situation, without rule of law, we're going to have to secure and defend ourselves. All the security and defensive stuff, you know, all this kind of stuff is usually on Patreon. I just wanted to give you guys a look into it a little bit and talk about it. Doing the things, forming a group. You never know. You may get lucky. Maybe you'll find that former SF guy that's just master trainer, you know, of, you know, guerrilla units. And that's very valuable training for if you are in an SHTF scenario or a chaos situation or without rule of law, whatever the situation may be. And like I said, if you were a former combat arms type person, I feel it's your duty to get out and train other Americans, other good Americans, so that we can be ready, we can be prepared for what cometh. Yeah, I also have a video upcoming. I gotta tell you guys a funny story. I won't be able to articulate it as well as the event, but I gave an amazing dissertation. It was like Thomas Jefferson jumped into my body and took it over for a little bit. It wasn't my words coming out of my mouth, so I got an interesting story. I'll tell you guys about that. I'll do a video. But anyway, get out and do the things, have fun, and remember how important real world, practical training is. It is invaluable. If you don't have anybody that's military or former military or anybody that's military with experience that matters to this kind of thing, then search them out. Local gun clubs, shooting ranges, shooting matches, you know, sporting goods stores, stuff like that. Just talk to people, interface with people, talk to your neighbors, things like that. Meet veterans, bring them into the fold. Because a lot of those veterans, they also need an outlet. They need somebody to talk to. And it will help them feel good and give them value to their life if they're able to get out and teach you valuable life skills. They'll help you survive in an austere environment. They'll be very glad, most of them, I would think, very happy for the opportunity to help train other good Americans in the ability to defend themselves and their community and their nation. So anyway, get out and train, get out and do the things, make it practical, have fun, be safe though. Oh, I just noticed here, you guys got to see this. This is a view of the Olympic Mountains here with the sun just touching them, sun kissing them. Can you see? I don't know if you can see on film. You can't. They're back up there. But anyway, have a wonderful day. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.